going to simplify using -1. So basically I'm looking for factors, looking to factor something out. Okay, so then I have like factors. Okay, so I notice there's no GCF here. Those are different letters, no numbers that I can factor out. Here I notice there's an X in those, right? So I could factor out an X. So if I factor out an X, can't do any numbers. So X, and then I would get an X, 6X minus 5Y, right? And then this one would stay the same. Okay. And then on this bottom, I can't do anything with these two, right? Because they're just different letters. And then this one, I notice that I can't do the 5 or the 6, but I notice that, hey, I have the same numbers as this one, a 5 and a -5, 5y, right? These are kind of looking the same here. This has a 6 and a -6. Those are kind of opposite numbers, right? So if I take out of this one, if I actually factor out a -1 out of this one, divide by -1, divide that by -1, I'm just going to put that -1 out in front of kind of everything. So if I divide that by -1, what do I get? A -5y, same as this. And if I divide by -1 here, wouldn't that be a positive 6x? And that's exactly what is here. Right? And I just move that -1 that I'm factoring out right here to the very front. Okay. Now these are the same, so now I can cancel those. And I can't cancel anything else out. Okay, because this is multiplication by this now, and this is being multiplied by this. So I just get left with an x on top, parenthesis, an x plus 2y. And on bottom I have a -1 and an x plus y. Now sometimes you might see that -1 is just negative out like that, or I could even move that negative from the bottom to the top, right, like that. So most likely you'll probably just see it out front like this, negative. But it's the same thing as having it down here like that, or just without the 1 part, just the negative. Now this one doesn't ask me to find where it's undefined or anything like that. It's just simplifying. But if it did, usually just have one variable. In here we have 2 variables, so that's why we're not going to be doing that. Okay, so that's kind of it for this one. Just maybe one of either the top or the bottom, you factor out a -1. So I could have did the same thing on top right here. Instead of factoring out an x, I could have factored out a -x. That's why basically you just could do that, and it's the same thing.